For more than 40 years, one of nature's most perfect foods was made out to be a villain. You've been told to fear the egg. You've been warned, especially if you're over 60, that the cholesterol hiding inside its delicate shell is a one-way ticket to heart disease. This advice became so stuck in our minds that many of you have probably skipped eggs entirely or nervously picked out the yolks, all in the name of protecting your heart. But what if I told you that this advice isn't just old news but potentially harmful? What if avoiding eggs is actually robbing your body of essential nutrients? The very nutrients you need to protect your brain, your muscles, and your eyesight as you get older. This fear of eggs has created a real nutritional gap for millions of older adults, and that gap can lead to muscle weakness, memory struggles, and just a lower quality of life. For decades, you were given a false choice: your heart or your health. Today, we're setting the record straight. Science has updated the story, and it's a much friendlier one. We are going to bust the 3 most damaging myths about eggs that might be holding your health hostage. By the end of this video, you'll have the facts you need to feel confident in the grocery aisle and in your kitchen. Myth 1. If you're over 60, eggs are too dangerous for your heart. All right, let's tackle the big one. The myth that started this whole mess. The idea that for anyone over 60, eating eggs is like playing Russian roulette with your heart. The theory was simple. Eggs have cholesterol, so eating them must clog your arteries and cause a heart attack. Now, this belief didn't just appear out of thin air. It came partly from early observational studies that did find a link between high cholesterol intake and heart disease. Some headlines screamed that just an egg or 2 a day could dramatically increase your risk of heart problems and even death from all causes. When you see scary headlines like that, it's no wonder people panicked. The message felt clear and simple. Eggs are the enemy. But this is where we have to look beyond the headlines. Blaming eggs for heart disease is a bit like blaming a passenger for a car crash. They were at the scene, but they weren't the cause. Those older studies often couldn't tell the difference between the eggs and their unhealthy sidekicks. Think about it. A typical breakfast platter with eggs fried in butter, served right next to processed bacon and white toast. We now know that for most people, saturated fat and a generally unhealthy diet pattern have a much bigger impact on raising blood cholesterol than the cholesterol you eat in food. More recent evidence helps add to the picture. Take a 2024 randomized trial where researchers took 140 adults over 50 who all had or were at high risk for heart disease. They had one group eat 12 or more fortified eggs a week, and the other group eat fewer than 2. After 4 months, the results were interesting. The group eating a dozen-plus eggs a week showed no significant negative changes in their bad LDL cholesterol or good HDL cholesterol. In fact, for the folks in the study who were over 65 or had diabetes, there were some small promising signals of a trend toward better cholesterol numbers, though this was not statistically significant and needs more research. It's important to know this was a modest-sized short-term study, but it supports what many other trials have found. Meta-analyses of these kinds of controlled trials often show that while adding eggs can slightly increase both LDL and HDL cholesterol, the all-important ratio between them doesn't usually worsen. So what does this all mean for you? The fear that a daily egg is going to single-handedly ruin your heart is largely unfounded. The real key is your overall diet. A poached egg on whole grain toast with avocado is a completely different meal than 2 eggs fried with sausage. The verdict from modern science is this: eggs aren't the villain. In moderation, as part of a balanced diet, they are a safe and nutritious food, even after 60. Myth 2. Egg yolks are bad. Seniors should only eat egg whites. This next myth is a direct result of the first one. If cholesterol is the enemy, and the yolk is where you find it, then it seems logical to just toss the yolk, right? For years, people have carefully separated their eggs, throwing out that golden center to make bland, white-only omelets, thinking it was the heart-smart choice. This is one of the biggest nutritional misunderstandings out there. Because when you throw away the yolk, you're throwing away a goldmine of vital nutrients. Nutrients that are especially critical for people over 60. Let's be clear, the cholesterol is in the yolk, A large egg has about 186 milligrams of it, but calling the yolk poison ignores everything else it's packed with. Think of the yolk as nature's super capsule. First, your brain. Egg yolks are one of the best food sources of a nutrient called choline. Your body needs choline to build healthy cells and to produce a neurotransmitter that is fundamental for memory, mood, and muscle control. It's well known that cholinergic brain function can decline as we age, a key issue in conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Studies have linked higher choline intake with better cognitive function and a lower risk of dementia in older adults. Just one egg yolk gives you a major boost toward your daily choline needs. It's true brain food. Next, your eyes. That bright yellow-orange color of the yolk comes from two incredible antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients build up in your retina, where they act like internal sunglasses, filtering out damaging blue light and protecting your vision. This is so important because a leading cause of blindness in people over 55 is age-related macular degeneration. Study after study has shown that getting more lutein and zeaxanthin in your diet is linked to a lower risk of both macular degeneration and cataracts. When you toss the yolk, you are literally throwing away the nutrients that protect your eyesight. And that's not all. The yolk also contains most of the egg's vitamin D, which you need for strong bones, plus B vitamins and healthy fats. Even the protein is split. About a third of an egg's high-quality protein is in the yolk. Some smaller preliminary studies even suggest that eating whole eggs might be better for your good HDL cholesterol function compared to egg substitutes. So for most people over 60, tossing the yolk isn't just unnecessary, it's actively working against your health goals. You're denying your body the very tools it needs to fight age-related decline. A smarter approach is to embrace the whole egg. If you do need to watch your overall cholesterol intake, you can try a trick recommended by the American Heart Association. Mix one whole egg with a couple of extra egg whites. That way you get the nutritional powerhouse of the yolk and the lean protein of the white. Myth 3. If the research is mixed, it's just safer to avoid eggs. This last myth is born out of pure confusion. One day you read a headline that says eggs are linked to heart disease, and the next you see one that says they're a health food. It feels like scientists have nutritional whiplash, and when you're caught in the middle, it can feel safest to just swear off eggs completely. This all-or-nothing thinking is totally understandable, but it does more harm than good. The reason the studies seem to go back and forth often comes down to how they're designed. Remember those observational studies we talked about? They're great for finding big-picture associations, but they can't prove cause and effect. They often show that people who eat more eggs also do other things like smoke, eat more processed meat, or eat less fiber. It's hard to pin the blame on the eggs alone. Randomized controlled trials, on the other hand, are built to solve that problem. They take two similar groups of people and change just one thing, like how many eggs they eat, to see what happens. And these more rigorous trials are the ones that consistently show that for most people, eggs don't tank their cholesterol or raise their heart disease risk. Context also matters. For example, some large studies in Asian countries where eggs are often part of a diet full of vegetables and fewer processed foods have found that eating about one egg a day is associated with a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. This just hammers home the most important point. Your overall diet pattern is what matters most. So what's the real consistent takeaway for people over 60? It's that eggs are not a poison to be feared, but they're also not a magic cure-all. They are simply a highly nutritious, affordable, and easy-to-prepare food. The danger isn't in the egg itself, it's in the extremes. Eating a plate of fried eggs and bacon every single day probably isn't a great idea, but avoiding them completely out of fear means you miss out on all their unique benefits. The balanced, evidence-based conclusion is all about moderation and context. Most healthy adults over 60 can safely enjoy an egg or two per day as part of a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. If you have high cholesterol, diabetes, or existing heart disease, you should be more mindful and talk with your doctor. But a moderate intake of several eggs a week is still widely considered safe and beneficial for most. So let's put it all together. For decades, you've been told a scary story about eggs, a story that science has now, for the most part, corrected. We've busted the myth that eggs are a direct threat to your heart after 60, showing that newer, better research finds them safe as part of a healthy diet. We've revealed that throwing out the yolk is like tossing a treasure chest of nutrients for your brain and eyes, like choline, lutein, and zeaxanthin. And we've cleared up the confusion from conflicting headlines, showing that the reliable science points toward moderation, not complete avoidance. The truth is, eggs are one of the most nutrient-packed foods you can find. They're loaded with high-quality protein to help you maintain muscle mass as you age, and they contain a unique bundle of vitamins and minerals that support your entire body. The key isn't to fear the egg. It's to be smart about how you eat it. Choose to boil, poach, or scramble your eggs instead of frying them in tons of butter. Pair them with other healthy foods like spinach, mushrooms, avocado, or whole grain toast. And one important safety tip, especially as we get older: always make sure your eggs are cooked through to avoid any risk of salmonella. You now have the up-to-date information to free yourself from that old, outdated fear. You can feel confident bringing this affordable, powerful, and delicious food back into your life. If this video helped clear things up and empowered you to take another look at your diet, please consider subscribing. We're dedicated to busting more myths and giving you the straight facts on health and nutrition. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health.